Welcome to Pathways to Success at PGCC. And now here's your host, Professor G.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Professor G. Mark Gray, and welcome to the best kept secret in Prince George's County. It's Pathways to Success at PGCC, where we give you the inside scoop on how you can start making those power moves in order to benefit your lives. And today we have a very special edition. It is indeed the main event, and it is where we start looking at careers in wellness, culinary arts, and the hospitality industry's pathway. We've got fascinating conversation that's going to jump off here. Denise Ware Jackson joins us. She's Associate Dean for Health, Wellness, and Hospitality. She's been at the college for 12 years, but the college, you kind of grew up in this neighborhood, right?
Yes, I did, right in the backyard when it was only 2 buildings.
So it seems like that's a vibe that's going on over here. People really do, in fact, care because they've grown up on campus. And one of the people who's also from the county who's benefited from our background here is PGCC's Culinary graduate, Royal Severe. Now, get this. She came as a player, all right? She's already a CEO at Royal's Rockin' Recipes. So you can count on Royal to make a customized cake or serve up treats that are allergy-friendly when she brings them. She did not bring any samples. But anyway, we love you anyway. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
I think you got a really interesting role that I think plays big to our audience because you knew what you wanted to do and had begun doing it before you came to PGCC, and it took your career and your business to the next level. Mm-hmm. Take people through your walk to where you are right now.
Yes. So first, it all started with me being allergic to eggs, chocolate, seafood, peanuts, and sesame. And that's why I really wanted to start Royal's Rockin' Recipes, was to give myself like a challenge to say, okay, you know, I never had cake before. I've never had a lot of sweets. And so I'm like, okay, I know there's other people out there like me that have allergies, and I want to accommodate their allergies as well while doing this whole business. And so coming into Prince George's Community College, this has helped me so much with my business. I mean, with recipe costing, mise en place, and just like even having the instructors there, like caring for my food allergies, they made the whole experience enjoyable. Like there is still hope, and I can still pursue this career while being allergic to these allergies. And so it has definitely helped me so much in my business.
Denise, can you talk about how you build a program to accommodate the student who faces a challenge like that while learning how to perfect their craft?
It starts with instructors, getting them to understand and work with the student, because everything is about diversity, and there's a lot of diversity in food as well. So just hiring the right instructors is so important. And we hire instructors because, you know, we hear about, okay, I'm a faculty, but I'm a faculty that cares. And I think food brings people together, and we have that in our faculty. And
as we speak, you're working on a doctoral dissertation on food DNA.
Yes.
Which is a concept that is so far beyond me until you bring it up and explain how important that is. I guess from a holistic standpoint, that kind of transcends what's going on inside that pathway?
Exactly, because, you know, a lot of times in the food industry, it's so encompassed of everybody can eat the same thing, right? But we have to understand our own individual food DNAs, so that in Royal's case, she was like, okay, there's a need. I want to be able to enjoy sweets. How do I understand my DNA and create something that I can still enjoy? And I think that's when we have to look at the DNA of what our own individual body says. There's not one way to do anything, and that's the great thing about food.
And you also work with the wellness application towards this pathway as well. There is definitely a correlation between healthy food and healthy life. Can you talk about how that's integrated, if you will?
Yes. So when I took over in the academic side, coming from workforce development, one of the things I said we was going to do, we was going to connect the dots, because there's such a great connection between wellness and culinary. We found a certification called Culinary Medicine, and it talks about how we certify people, doctors, and or the culinary professional, but teaching them the nutrition, but the food and cooking and understanding what it means when we're speaking to our communities about the chronic diseases as we're all happening now. So we're actually hosting that conference here in June. And we're the first college to have the opportunity to host that conference.
And Royal, can you talk about how that's impacted your recipes and the items that you cultivate? Because it is an art. You're always creating food, like people are creating, different various artistic platforms. So how does this affect your game?
Yes. So just to get it clear to give your question. So how does culinary? Can you say your question once again?
I'm interested in finding out how, when you learn about the health and wellness impact of food, and how that affects what you're creating now.
Yes. So in October, I had a chance to be a cake demonstrator at a food allergy summit. And it's the Food Allergy Research and Education, and they hosted this whole summit in Orlando, Florida. And from that, I learned so much just about food allergies and how much more it is out there. There's a lot more people that have more allergies than me. And so I realized there's definitely a need. And just with the whole health aspect of it, there's people out there that's even allergic to red 40, and it's that's why healthy food is so much, especially having a lot of allergies as well. It's also important to eat well as well. So.
Did PGCC assist you in finding out about that conference, and can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, PGCC didn't lead me into the fair conference, but they did give me a lot of opportunities to serve in the whole in the college. So I had the opportunity to do the business showcase, to be a cake demonstrator for the restaurant week here. I had the opportunity to volunteer at the Metro Cooking event in DC, and also had the opportunity to go out and teach students as well about cupcake decorating, allergies, why it's important to substitute different ingredients when you're dealing with a different crowd of people who may have allergies. And so PGCC definitely helped me with getting exposure.
How important is it to have a building like the Culinary Arts building on campus that becomes, basically a home away from home for somebody in your skill set?
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'm from Charles County, so to come maybe 30 minutes down the road, it's amazing. And I can also serve the community too, and be educated at the same time.
Denise, from your perspective, having grown up around here and watched the campus explode, can you talk about the Culinary Arts building itself, its impact on the Renaissance around here?
I mean, it definitely has changed the look. We purposely built it off of 202, and then when it was built, it was very strategic to make it sure that it was welcoming, where you can peek in, the community can be a part of the various things that we do, and setting the tone to make sure that we're the best at the best when it comes to culinary within the region. And I think we're achieving that goal. We're up for our American Culinary Federation site visit that's happening this month in February. And that's important because now if we obtain that accreditation, we put in the highest level of acceptance in the culinary world that you can get. And it's not just for the building or the program, it's for our students.
I wanted to talk to you about securing the bag now. Let's be real for a second. We're in a new world order of, hey, this is what I love to do, but I want to get paid at it. Yeah. How lucrative is it right now in culinary arts and hospitality?
Think of it like this. Everybody eats every day.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
Food connects everyone. You know, I'm going to take it back to the movie Soul Food. It was about connecting families, strangers, you know, and that's what food does for us if we use it in the right way. And so, lucrative, I always tell students, don't do anything for the money. Money's going to come. That's the easy part. When you do it for your passion, then you're able to elevate who you are, what your brand is, as Royal's doing, because that's what's going to elevate you to be having a sustainable career.
So, what's your thoughts?
Yes. Okay. So first, I had the experience of being isolated. Even though food brings people together, having those allergies separated me. I remember being at the peanut-free table. It was me and my twin sister, and we couldn't eat peanuts. And I'm like, why does everyone like peanut butter jelly sandwiches? Like, why is this a thing? But we know what it's like to, you know, be separate from everyone that's eating the cake, and we couldn't eat the cake. There was vanilla ice cream, but it was touching the chocolate ice cream. And it was we always had to take that extra step of like, okay, you know, we have to set aside, you know, so that's why I have this whole business, Royal's Rockin' Recipes Bakery. And it's to bring those people that have allergies back to the table. You know, you're not excluded anymore. You can eat worry-free. And so just going through those experiences while growing up, it's like I can actually relate to other people who have that same experience like I do. Like, we're bringing everything, like everyone can eat together. And, you know, everyone can partake of that. As far as, you know, making money from this, everyone eats. Everyone has celebrations. Everyone has special occasions. So it's always going to be a money-making industry for food.
Can you give me a couple of things that you took specifically from this program that you can look at right now that are currently impacting your business?
Yes. Okay, so one is recipe costing. Before I got here, I just had like these prices I was just selling my, you know, cakes for. And after going through the program, I was like, wow, I have to price out every single ingredient and, you know, inflation. But one thing I had to learn was more just about the culinary industry and buying food and ingredients and preparing for like mass production, and also using creativity. Yes, definitely learned a lot from this program.
Denise, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you about your personal passion for changing the way that people connect food and health in our communities and where PGC's role is in this community doing that.
You know, I was in the hospitality industry for years. And I really never dabbled into the food because my dad was a chef, grandfather, and all of that. So I had the food family. But about right before COVID, we got a grant to work on food insecurity. And I didn't understand how bad it was. And I said, okay, great, we're giving them this food, but it's not fixing the health side of the chronic diseases because of the packaged foods. And if you give someone an eggplant, they don't know how to cook it. So we have to educate them before we give them food. So this is where that passion is driven from. And it started at the college with the food insecurity. And
it's impacting the community. I mean,
yes.
you know, one spark starts a whole fire, and it's fire over here.
And I love being that spark.
Indeed. That's Denise Ware Jackson, the Associate Dean for Health, Wellness, and Hospitality here. She's been here after growing up for 12 years. Wow. And thanks for the give back. And then Royal, all I want to say is next time, free samples, please. Please. Sure. Yes. That's all we want. Anyway, she is a graduate of the PGCC Culinary Art School, and she's doing it big already, impacting the community and helping, you know, people stay healthy and eat well. That's going to do it for this edition of Pathways to Success at PGCC. I am Professor G. Mark Gray, reminding you, we right around the corner. You need to drop by and check out the best kept secret in the county is Prince George's Community College.
Thank you for watching Pathways to Success at PGCC. For more information about Pathways at the college, visit our website at www.pgcc.edu.